Morning, guys. Welcome back to Crypto Future. Good morning. Good morning. First off, not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Make sure you guys are doing your research, okay? We got some exciting news this morning. We got a mixed bag in the market. Let's have a look. Jasmy's up to 2%, back up above support at 4204. Caspa is. I was just looking at Caspa's up 1%, 2.3 cents. AVAX is up pretty good today, 8%. I used to hold AVAX. I took profits and sold it all a while ago. Cardano was up 1.7% to 28 cents. Bitcoin's down 0.7%, still holding support though. It's above 30,000. We have to close the week above 30,000. So we're at 30,200 right now. So we're doing okay. L goes down 1.4% to 11 cents. What else do we got here? ETH is down 0.7%. HBAR is down 0.3%. It's kind of neutral. Sand is down 1.1. Quant's down 1. Everything's fairly neutral. Let's see what we got in the news today, shall we, guys? So I did a poll there last night asking if you guys, if you prefer to DCA or do you wait for specific prices to ape in. And 60% of you guys like to DCA, 40% like to ape in. I prefer personally, I DCA, I don't tend to ape. And then I asked in another poll yesterday, do you hold Casper? 8% said yes, 15% said I don't know enough about Casper yet, and 77% of you guys said no, you don't hold any Casper. Wow. I thought that the Casper community, I watch a lot of Kevin Cage and stuff like that, and I thought the Casper community was a little bit bigger than that, but you guys are not very bullish on it, and that's fine. I hold a little tiny bit of Casper. And I was thinking about building up that bag after I'm done building my Jasmy and my Caspa and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more research on it and see what the problem is. Clearly, there's some issues with it. Um, so yeah, what do we have here for the news? Whale chart breaking. China likely to remove its Bitcoin and crypto ban this year. Well, yeah, of course. And when that happens, guys, it's going to be super bullish. Remember how bearish it was when they announced the ban? Wait till they unannounce it. Wait till they announce they're lifting it. Coin Bureau says J.P. Morgan believes that BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF isn't a big deal for Bitcoin. The mega bank cited the lack of inflows to spot Bitcoin ETFs in other countries as the reason. However, Canada's spot Bitcoin ETF saw over $1.5 billion of inflow after listings. Now, if you want a comparison, look at the charts for gold when the ETF was approved for gold, and look what happened to the price. Just saying, went up hundreds and hundreds of percents. So J.P. Morgan is just they're just salty because they're not going to benefit financially from this, so they're trying to spread as much FUD as they can. It's FOMO, fear of missing out. That's all it is. If you guys hold HBAR and if you have a BitTrue account, I'm going to say this ahead of time. Not sponsored by BitTrue, not sponsored by HBAR. I wish I was sponsored by BitTrue. BitTrue ready to earn more with HBAR. BitTrue has launched an exclusive Power Piggy for new users. So if you want to make a BitTrue account, you can get 10% APR on your HBAR staking. I know that a lot of you guys said that you do hold your crypto on exchanges, so if that's something that you want to do, I'm just letting you guys know in opportunities to make more money, right? To get higher yield. So yeah, daily payouts up to 20% APR with no lockups. That's their Power Piggy. I use their Power Piggy for some cryptos, and I can confirm that there is no lockups. It's like you can release your crypto at any time. So So let me know. I have an affiliate link. Let me know if you guys want it. I'm not going to share it unless you guys tell me that you want me to share it because I don't shill. It's not what I'm doing. I don't push you guys to use exchanges or use my links for anything. I'll only share those if you guys request them. So, Caspa News, Caspa Network hash rate 1.56. Smart miners are working. So I've been looking. I want to look into this. I wanted to note this because I wanted to let you guys know. I'm going to look into because I want to get myself a Caspa miner. So if that's something you guys want me to let you guys know about, put it down in the comments, and I'll let you guys know what I find out in terms of how much they cost and how readily available they are. If there's a wait list, all that kind of stuff. Let me know if you guys are interested in that at all. We got former SEC CFTC chairs push back on SEC's crypto lawsuit. Former SEC Chair Jay Clayton does not think legislation carves the path forward for crypto regulation, a belief that seems to differ from the SEC's current stance, with multiple open court cases against crypto companies. These lawsuits are this is a quote from Jay Clayton. These lawsuits are unlikely to address questions of whether existing laws need to be adjusted to deal with the particular features of digital tokens. Clayton and former CFTC chair Timothy Mast wrote in a Wall Street Journal on Friday, June 7th. The second piece, the duo has penned specifically on regulation of digital assets. Furthermore, they argue the judge should not address the board. Judge should not address the board and technical questions. I think that's supposed to be broad, but it says board and technical questions of a market structure and operations in the context of a case that hives of the classification of a particular token. Clayton has previously spoken out against the current regulation by enforcement approach that the SEC has taken. Isn't this a little ironic considering he's the one who launched the lawsuit against XRP and Ripple? Now he's saying this? Everybody's turning on Gary, even the guy who launched the lawsuit that Gary's fighting. This is messed up. like, you know that meme of the guy, he shoots the dude in the chair and then he turns around and he's like, whoa, I can't believe someone else did this. It's like, that's Jay Clayton. He shoots Ripple, then turns around, looks at the camera and says, I can't believe Gary Gensler did this. Like, what? In December of last year, Clayton and Mossad explained how to start regulating crypto markets following the collapse of FTX and Terra USD. The duo suggested that regulatory agencies require crypto intermediaries to implement basic consumer protections, provide regulatory rules around the use of stablecoins, and enforce the law. Even going so far as to say that enforcement is necessary, with many in the industry will use any colorable claim to avoid or delay compliance. Though they have slightly changed their tune in their July follow-up noting that they both believe that the SEC and CFTC should work together to jointly develop basic and investor and market protection standards. There are a few reasons for the suggestions. It would curtail complexity, it won't cost taxpayers, and it doesn't resolve rewriting the law as it stands. But similar to Coinbase, they also believe that having Congress mandate an approach would be even better. Coinbase, in a response to the SEC lawsuit, has said the SEC does not have the authority to seize power in regulating digital assets and has called on Congress to close the regulatory gap. Clayton and Mossad argued that crypto regulation and the overall utility of crypto will continue to happen, but better regulation shouldn't turn that debate nor on partisan lines. Oh, and here we go. Paul Grewal on he is the lead counsel for Coinbase in this lawsuit. I don't know for those of you who know. So he just kind of PowerPointed their response to the SEC's response. So we're going to go through that really quickly. As Coinbase gave notice of its intent to move to throw out their case, we consented to. That's right, because they applied, they filed for the case to be dismissed, right? And what they're responding to here is the response from the SEC to their filing for the case to be dismissed, if that makes sense. So after Coinbase gave notice of its intent to move to throw out their case, we consented to a few extra days for the SEC to explain why it intends to oppose. They've now filed, and sadly, it's more of the same. So here's the PowerPoints of it, basically. They ignore the plain requirement in the Supreme Court's holding in Howey decades ago that the investment contract first and foremost requires enforceable rights against an issuer. It requires more than just an investment of money. 2, they ignore their obligation to give due regard to the public interest and investor protection when they allowed us to list publicly over 2 years ago. Exactly. They gave, as you guys know, they gave Coinbase the green light over 2 years ago. And Coinbase went in and saw them over 20 times inside of a year, and they got nowhere with them, right? 3, they ignored the statements of their own chair a month later in testimony before Congress that there are no regulatory authorities applicable to cryptocurrency exchanges like us. Now, here's a question that I have when it comes to that, right? So, some of you might have seen this, some of you might not have, but Gary Gensler testified in front of Congress. He testified, I think it was in 2019 or 2020, I think it might have been 2020, that the SEC and CFTC do not have regulatory authority over digital assets. He testified to that, right? Which means you're under oath. Now he's saying the opposite. Now he has testified the opposite in front of Congress. Why is he not being charged with what is it? What is it called when you lie when you're under oath? It's a criminal offense. I can't remember what it's called for some reason. Perjury. He perjured himself. He testified two distinct opposite points of view at 2 separate hearings in front of Congress. So why is he not being charged with perjuring himself? That's what I would like to know. That's a criminal offense. If you or I did it in court, we'd be charged. They ignore the clear and unmistakable warnings of the Supreme Court just last week against regulatory overreach in major questions reserved to Congress. And it goes on and on, ignoring these dispositive points. But apparently we agree on one thing. Many of these issues can and should be decided promptly as a matter of law. So that's kind of the end of that. So basically, the SEC went in and they responded to Coinbase's filing to dismiss the case, and they basically ignored every single point that every single reason / point that Coinbase brought up in their application or their filing to dismiss the case. So they basically ignored everything. Didn't respond to anything. They're trying to just butternuts their way through this and just explain away. It reminds me of like their lawyers. It's like you see someone talking and they're talking and they're talking, they're not saying a damn thing, right? At the same time, that's the SEC and Gary Gensler and their lawyers roll up into one, right? But anyway, guys, that's the news this morning. I hope you guys got something from it. Be back with some more videos later today. The subscriptions, guys, the subs are just growing and growing and growing. We're getting close. Let's get to that 400 mark so then we can start working towards 5. Like I said, I promised you guys once we get to 500 subs, we'll start doing the live streams. My microphone and my new camera are coming in, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, so make sure that you subscribe, you guys, and shoot me a like, and I will see you guys later today. Also, comment down below. Let me know if you guys are feeling bearish or bullish.